Hello. Why are you here? It's only 2:48. I thought I invited you at 7 o'clock p.m. That's okay. Not all of us can tell time properly. Speaking of time at which it's pretty much that time. It's that time of year. It is Ramadan. Ramadan is upon us. It's making me a little bit nervous because, I've had those years. How many of us, can you relate? Those years where you feel like you've kind of wasted the month, didn't really make the most of it. It's not a good feeling. And I don't want to feel that way this year. And if you don't either, then you should keep watching this video. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how we're not going to do that this year. Okay? All right, let's shall we? Come on, let's go do some things. First things first, we have to acknowledge that Ramadan is a time for spiritual reflection, self-improvement, integrating things so that you can take them throughout the rest of the year. And it's also a time for getting close to your deen and getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But how do I make the most out of it? I think what I'm going to try this year is being intentional. Being intentional means that you take ownership of your life, your actions, your decisions, not just letting life happen to you, not letting things happen to you, being proactive about things. Having a clear understanding, of course you can't control all of your life, but having a clear understanding of your goals, your values, like what's important to you, and then making choices based on that. I would assume that that's going to give you more out of life. That's going to give you more out of your experiences. That's going to give you more out of Ramadan because you'll be making choices that align with those things. Yeah, it's like, how do I get closer to my desired outcome, right? And that's what I want to do this year. So these are my thoughts on how I think that it's going to happen and how maybe it will happen for you. Well, the first thing is that you have to set an intention. You should reflect on why you're fasting and what you hope to achieve during this time and burn it into your mind that for the next 4 weeks, A, B, C is a priority and I'm going to make it a priority. You want to set specific goals for what you want to achieve during the month, whether it's memorizing Quran or whether it's volunteering at the masjid or a charity or a soup kitchen. What is your desired thing that you want to do more of? Do you want to strengthen your relationship with your family and friends?
Hello.
Hey, long time no talk. Do you want to stop gossiping? What is the thing that you want to be better at? And so the next step to having an intentional Ramadan is to plan ahead. Plan everything from your desired schedule to your meals. You want to create a schedule that prioritizes your spiritual practices, like praying or reading Quran and making dua. And, you want to make sure to also schedule time for rest and self-care, because fasting can also be very physically and emotionally taxing. Since you'll only be eating before dawn and after dusk, it's important to plan your meals carefully. Make a list of healthy, nourishing foods that will keep you energized and, keep you good throughout the day. And you might also want to plan special meals for iftar to share with family and friends. You can check out this podcast episode that I did with TazzyPhe, and I learned so much about nutrition, especially for Ramadan specifically. It was very, very beneficial, so you guys should check that out if you can. And while we're on the subject of food, I do want to say that many of us fast and we have the luxury of breaking the fast knowing that we'll have a nice warm, fresh large meal, or we get to eat what we want, what we've been craving. But there are so many people out there who don't have that privilege, who are experiencing food insecurity, and it's not a choice. As many of you know, the prices on stuff that many of us use, like just staple items in our kitchen, are going up. And so there are a lot of people suffering. Everyone's affected by the rising costs of grocery prices, including the corporations raking in millions while families struggle to eat. That's something also to keep in mind this Ramadan. So on a small scale, what we can do as individuals, we can donate to local food banks and pantries, find out what's in your neighborhood, or you can even start one in your neighborhood and support programs and initiatives. So there are many things that you can check out to help combat that. So I would encourage you to do so. Now, getting back to Ramadan and having an intentional Ramadan. Another important aspect of an intentional Ramadan is being mindful of your actions and the thought behind your actions. And this means focusing on the purpose behind why you do what you do, whether it's giving charity or refraining from gossip or other bad habits. You want to think about why you do those things, why you're refraining from doing those things, and you want to ensure those actions are done for the right reason, for the sake of Allah, not for just worldly gain or personal recognition, just trying to pat yourself on the back. Like you always want to strive to act with sincerity and humility. And at the end of the day, it's about focusing on taqwa, right? There are many ways to cultivate taqwa. You can remember Allah often, make it a habit to remember Allah throughout the day, offer voluntary prayers, recite the Quran, make dua regularly. This will make sure that you're making, God consciousness is something that's at the forefront of your mind, and it strengthens your connection with Him. But not only that, but think about how you can carry that through even after Ramadan is over, because I think a lot of us are just like, all right, let's get through the Ramadan. All right, that's cool. Finally, you want to stay connected with your community. Take advantage of what you have available at the masjid, tarawih prayers, iftars. You can even do stuff online. You can organize your own virtual gatherings, but sharing your experiences and supporting each other, it can help keep you accountable and motivated during this Ramadan. So overall, being intentional with your actions and your schedule and your intentions, you can make this Ramadan a truly transformative experience. So using this month as a time for self-reflection and personal growth, taking time each day to reflect on your actions and your thoughts and consider ways to improve yourself is something that's going to be very beneficial. But also taking the time to plan for Ramadan, although it's coming up right around the corner, it will help you make the most of this special time and fully engage in the spiritual and communal aspects of this month. So I know this was kind of like a very religious video, but there weren't a lot of funnies, there weren't a lot of nothing else in there, but I just think that it's something that I want to do and something that interests me, and so then that's why I shared it with you guys. So I hope that this video is helpful to some of you guys out there. Let me know in the comments below how you have intentional Ramadans or what you do to kind of make the most out of this month. I would love to hear that. But aside from that, thank you guys so much for watching. TazzyPhe out. Bye. Bye.